Hello. Yeah. Thank you for taking the long way round with me tonight. Really hot, like 81 degrees. At night, that's crazy. So the model it's kind of taken a shape now, which I like. There are things going on that I want to improve. And now that I've got this, what I want to do is put cardboard, thinner card than this corrugated, along here to give us a clean edge without the gaps. I've also got this, can you see it? I've got this space here, which I think I'm going to make into a box that goes in or comes out. I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know yet. Or I'll maybe do something, some kind of device or gadget. But I'm going to leave the hole for now and see what my brain decides. Right, so what I'm going to do, because what I want is, sorry, along these, just over this, where this edge is, a piece of cardboard that's glued down, that gives us a nice edge. So what I'm going to sit and do, and I tend to keep all my cardboard boxes. I eat a lot of little ice creams, so I get a lot of little boxes. So where the cardboard is already folded, I'm going to take advantage of that and cut a centimetre on either side, and then that will glue down, will give me what I need. But there is an idea in model making that I came across it in regard to Star Wars, and the concept is that on a spaceship, if a person doesn't know what a thing does, their mind kind of glosses over that and just goes, oh, that's a space age thing, that's fine. That's part of the vehicle, the kind of vehicle, whichever it is. Well, you do that often enough on one piece of a model, and you suddenly get the impression that there's a lot going on with this particular spaceship that we're not aware of, but we allow for that. And it helps it kind of tricks our mind into suspending disbelief in the model. Now, I first came across this idea, as I say, in regards to Star Wars. That I'm not in any way suggesting that I know for a fact that any of these ideas came specifically through anybody. I don't want to take away from anybody else's creativity, and quite honestly, I want to celebrate the creativity. So what I'm going to do, one of the things that was done in Star Wars, in the original series, I don't know if it was carried on later on, but in the original series of Star Wars, on the models, because back when the original series was made, I remember must have been 1978, 77, 78. So I was maybe 6, 7 years old. And my uncle and father took me to see the first Star Wars movie. And I can just remember the end of the movie where the rebel spaceships are coming in to attack the big enemy ball of death, the Death Star. And I vividly remember that the rebel X-Wing, the front of it slowly moves from off screen into the center. And I remember as a kid, this thing practically feeling as though it moved past me. Amazing. And I suspect that experience was single-handedly what got me a fascination with science fiction. Yeah. So Star Wars creators have this concept where they try to break up the straight lines, and they try not to have too many continuous single lines without anything else crisscrossing. Again, because if it looks too perfect, your brain starts to see that it's a model. So one of the things they do is they clip small rectangles, or in small sections, out of the edges of materials, of model panels. And I'll show you what I mean. And it really helps to create a sense of continuity across the whole model, if that's what you want. You may decide, or I may decide, I don't want it to look like it was all one piece. I want it to look like it was cobbled together from different ships. I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah. I don't know what it's called when you make an aesthetic design choice like that, and make an aesthetic design choice and use a particular type of structure repeatedly to create uniformity. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the cardboard that I have here and seeing whether, there's my model, here's the edge, whether that is long enough to go over that. Yeah, I know what I mean, and I'll show you when I do it. And actually the truth is, yes, it is long enough. So we will stick my cutting the cardboard choices are being made in a certain way. today? How are you really? Makes me think it's Friday, and for a lot of people that means it's the weekend, and that means they don't have to work at the weekend. Which is an attitude that I want to challenge, because are we really saying to ourselves that work is so horrible, what we do for a living is so horrible, that we live for our weekend? Now, I'm not naive. I'm not innocent to the fact that some people have to work mind-shattering jobs so dull or so challenging, because that's all they can find to bring in the money that they need for supporting them and whoever else, if there is anyone else. But you're spending 40 hours of your work week, and I'll come back to that. So you see, I've cut, you see that? I've cut this out and this out. And I'm going to cut a load of these out, these kind of bent curve things, and then we'll glue them on and you'll see how the model suddenly transforms. Yeah, it's kind of fun, that bit. But yeah, you spend 40 hours of your week doing a thing, doing anything. For goodness sake, make sure you enjoy it. Oh gosh. And if you don't enjoy it, and there are ways that you could find something to retrain in so that you could enjoy it, then why not do that? Why keep yourself in a job that you don't like? I'm not going to say hate, because hate's very strong, but a job that you don't like, when with an amount of effort you don't need to. Now, if you choose to, if you have that choice, and not everybody does, please don't take offence at my comment, because I don't mean to put down anybody that has to do this, that has to do a back-breaking dead-end job as they perceive it to bring in the money, because not everybody has that choice, and I'm very grateful and very aware of the fact that I have, over my lifetime, been able to make choices about the kind of job I want to spend all my time doing. Do yourself a favour, if you want to. have a think about the things that you like to do. If you're not happy with what you're doing in your daily life, have a think about the things that you would like to do. Yes, you want to be a professional gamer. Yes, that can be achieved. Yes, there is massive competition. It can be achieved because I know one. I know someone who's done that, who does that and can make a living at it. What I'm going to say to you is, there is a massive amount of competition, but think about what it is that you like to be doing and see if that satisfaction can be achieved in something else that doesn't have the same level of competition. I'm just sat and cutting out bended sections as I'm talking to you. There are jobs, there are professions, there are jobs that are desperate for workers right now, but cannot get people to work. So those people that do those jobs can command their salaries. They can tell the employer what the employer is going to pay them. Now, these jobs may not be particularly what you want to do, but the job could be a springboard into something that you do want to do. So go online, please, if you want to. I try not to get on my soapbox too much here, but to me this is super important. So I'm going to allow myself to do that today. Do a search, a skills search for what you want to do. Because I can tell you there are going to be elements of the job that you like, which are the reason why you want to do that thing. And you can find those elements in other positions that don't have as many competitors. You just got to find it. I'm not a job coach. I wouldn't know how to begin to do that. So I'm not going to suggest any websites. But yeah, it's the weekend. Are you doing anything special with your weekend? I mean, the weekend is to get a rest from the work week, so you don't have to do anything. And in fact, having a break, a rest, may be the best thing you can do. Yeah. Didn't go and see my friend in hospital today. Why not? Well, to be honest, I spent a lot of time, 20 minutes, with people yesterday, and well, if I spend too much time around people, I get burnt out. I get crotchety, I'm unhappy. I need to have the balance in my life. Yesterday was I'm going to say 10-12 hours of consistent people time. So today I allowed myself to not be around people too much. Don't get me wrong, I love my people. I do. I dearly love them. I'm very respectful isn't the word. I am respectful. I'm very grateful is the word for them, and I really enjoy my time with them. But I also need time alone. Partly suspect that's why I live alone, if I'm honest, because in a household that's shared, it can be harder to give yourself that time. But I do want to see him, and I do want him to know that I care enough to take the time to visit. Yeah. What are we on? 22 minutes. 22 minutes? Yeah. Alright, because I'm trying to keep these to 30 minutes. Just because it seems like a decent number for a decent length of time for one of these videos. So, yeah. And look, if you're not happy in your job, but at the moment now is not the time to change it, then by all means ignore me. Tell me I'm wrong. You know, I'm not. One of my core personal beliefs is that I can be wrong, and that's okay. Not necessarily that I'm wrong, but more that my understanding of the situation is not complete. And that's perfectly fine. You know, if ever I say anything on this channel that you find difficult to hear, please let me know. I'm not necessarily not going to say them because they may be my truth. And I may feel that it is beneficial for me to say them. But if I do say something that upsets you, then please tell me. Because it's not my intention. You know, there are aspects of your life that are probably difficult. And that should be recognised. Whether someone else considers your situation difficult or not, that's not actually their business. Hot glue gun on, and whilst that is just warming up, I am going to finish making a few more of these edge pieces, and then we'll stick them on, and I'll show you how doing so transforms the model. Alright, I think, yeah, one of the great things about making models with cardboard is I've always got too many resources, too much cardboard that I can use, and to be honest, I need to go through my my supply and cut it down a bit, because it can take over. Yeah. I'm in a room in a shared house. I only have so much room that I'm willing to give over to unused resources. Okay, so I think we are at a point where we can begin applying all of these pieces. So let me get this ready, because we are getting close to time. Right. So hot glue, and see, I've glued that piece down. It's giving me a nice edge. I need another glue stick. Probably going to continue with another video while I'm doing this, because I'm kind of in the zone. And the next thing we will talk about, I don't know. I'll see what comes up to me, really. Anyway, thank you for taking the long way round with me today. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope that in some small way I can have brought a smile to your face. Yeah, that's what I want. I just want you to, I can't make your life happy, but I can at least help you to invite the potential for happiness. Have a nice day.